Okay, so in 2 minutes I'm going to explain all the parts of the circle for you. This is the center of the circle. It's right here in the middle. And if we draw a line from it all the way to the rim of the circle, this is called the radius. And it's very important. Now, if we drew a line that goes from rim to the other rim and it goes through the center, this is called the diameter. And it's double the radius. So you can call it D or you can call it 2R. Now there is a part here in between those two. This part is important and it's called a sector. And some question can ask you for the area of the sector or even the circumference of the sector, the perimeter of the sector, because it includes two radius. And we will know how to do that in another video. You can see a chord here. This is called a chord, and it's a line that goes from rim to rim without passing through the center. And you can see a tangent, which is a line that barely touches the circles. This is called a tangent. If you take a part of the circumference of the circle, this is called an arc. Yeah, so this only. This is an arc. And if we have a line that is going through the circle like this, but is going on the outside as well, this is called a secant. That's it. I think that's all the parts of the circle. I hope you like that. Thank you for watching. Okay, so in less than 2 minutes, let's see how we can get the circumference of the circle. Okay, so this is the radius here. R equal 5. Let's give it 5 centimeters. Okay. So what is the rule to get the circumference of the circle? The rule is simple: pi d or 2 pi r. Pi times the diameter and 2 pi r. Somebody might ask me, what is pi? Pi is a ratio between the circumference and the diameter of the circle. So it's a fixed number. It's 3.14. Don't try to memorize it because it's already on the calculator. Now, how to get it on the calculator? It's very simple. It's shift and another number. On this calculator, it's shift and 7. So shift 7 and then you start calculating from that. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put on my calculator 2 times 5, which is r, times pi, which is 3.14, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to get a result. So put that on your calculator and see what you get and tell me the result in the comments. Now, here is another example for you to try, but this time I'm going to give you the diameter, and the diameter is going to be 7 centimeters. Okay, try to solve that and let me know what you get. Thank you. Okay, so circle circumference, this is your go. So let's try to solve that. Okay, so we put on the calculator 2 times 5 times pi, and what we got is 10 pi, right? Some calculators show it like that, and some questions ask you to get the answer in terms of pi, and it's going to be 31.41 centimeter. My unit is centimeter square, because that's for the area. Okay, for the question that is your go, C equals pi d. So we have the diameter here, 7. So C equals 7 pi. Put that in the calculator. So pi times 7, and we get 21.99 centimeters. Hopefully you get that. If you still have any questions, please ask them in the comment. Thank you. Okay, so we're still talking about circles, and this time we're talking about circle area. So the rule for the circle area is simple: A equal pi r squared. So if we have a circle here and its radius, say, it's 2 centimeters. So how to get the area of it? We explained how to get pi on the calculator. So if you have this calculator here, you will press Shift and 7. On other calculators, it's down here, but in this calculator, it's Shift 7. So if you get your calculator out and you press Shift 7, you get pi times 2 to the power of 2, and that will give you a result. Let's see what we get. 1 second. So it will give you 4 pi. Some questions ask you to leave it in terms of pi, so you leave it at that, centimeter square, and it's 12.566 centimeter square. If the question doesn't ask you to round, then you are done. If it asks you to round to the nearest unit, so it's 13 centimeters square. Okay, now here's a question for you to try. I'm going to give you the diameter, not the radius, and it's going to be 6 centimeters. Try that and get the area, and let me know what you got in the comments. Thank you. Okay, so we're still with the circle area, and this is your example. So let's see. Area is pi r square, right? Now I have the diameter, not the radius, but I know that d is 2r. So the radius is going to be 6 over 2, and it's going to give me 3. So the area here is going to be pi times 3 square, which will be 9 pi. Now, if the question asks you to leave it in terms of pi, that's it. You are done. You leave it as 9 pi. If it asks you to put it as a decimal, then you go to format and you change it to decimal, and you get 28.27 centimeters square. Hopefully that's what you got. If you still have a question, please ask it. Thank you very much. Okay, so give me 2 minutes and I'll explain to you how you can get the radius from knowing the circumference of the circle. And the circumference is all that rim. Okay, so it's the length surrounding the circle. So we know that the circumference rho is pi d. So pi times the diameter. If you don't know what pi or the d is, watch the previous videos on the circle. So d is 2r. The diameter is double the radius. Circumference can be written as 2 pi r. Let's say I have a circumference here of, say, 100 centimeters. So 100 centimeters equal 2 times pi times the radius. Now, I will solve this equation by dividing by 2 and by pi on both sides. So r will be 100 divided by 2 times pi. So r will be 50 over pi. So r should be, I put it on the calculator, and to get pi, we know that we should press Shift and 7 on this calculator. Another calculator, it might be something else. So r equal 15.92 centimeter. Okay, so I got that, and now it's your turn. So I want you to get me the diameter actually, and the circumference is going to be 150 centimeters. Okay, give that a try and let me know what you got in the comments. Okay, so hopefully you had a go with this question. 150 centimeter is my circumference, and I want to find the diameter. So the circumference rho is pi times d, same as the previous question. And in this case, actually, I don't want the radius, I just want the diameter from you. So 150 equal pi times the diameter. So what is multiplied by pi to give me the diameter? So I need to divide by pi both sides. So diameter equal 150 over pi, and that gives me 47.75 centimeter. Hopefully you get that. If you didn't and you still have any questions, please ask them. Thank you for watching. Okay, so if you give me 2 minutes, I will teach you how to get the radius from knowing the area of the circle. So let's say that the area here is, let's say 100 centimeter square. So, and I want to find the radius. So the rule for the area is pi r square. So how do I get r from knowing that? Let's put the values in the equation. The area is 100. Pi is a fixed number, and we know how to get it from the calculator. If you don't, watch our previous video. And r square is the unknown. So I will divide by pi both sides. So divide by pi, divide by pi. So 100 divided by pi equal r square. If I put that in the calculator, so 100 divided by shift 7, which is pi, I'll get 31.83. And if I square root that, so r is 5.64. So all you need to do is get the square root of that result, and you will get this in centimeter. Okay, now hopefully you got that. I will give you an example to try, and I also want the radius, but the area in this case is going to be 150 centimeters square. Have a go at that and let me know what you got in the comment, or watch the next video for the full solution. Thank you for watching. Okay, so hopefully you had a chance to go through that question. So the area here is 150 centimeters square. Yeah, so 150 is pi r square. Now to get r, we need to put it on one side on its own. So r square is 150 divided by pi. Now I don't like to divide and then get the square root. I like to get the square root to avoid any premature rounding, and the square root of 150 pi. Put that on the calculator and you would get 6.9098. To round it to 2 decimal places, 6.91 centimeters. And that is the radius. Now, if you want to check your answers, you can work backwards. So you can do pi times 6.91 square and see what you get. And if it's close enough to 150, it will be like 149.999 something. So that means that you get it right. So hopefully you get that, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. So thank you for watching.